Nikos Rentas here, mentorsapproach.com. Today's video is focusing on careers for high school students. It's more specific to the high school students because this question deals around somebody who is trying to figure out what to do with post-secondary, where to go. They're wasting time, they feel, in this process of thinking through what to do, and they feel they should know. And the idea here is that purpose is all about development. It's all about figuring out what you want in order to find that purpose in your life. Okay, it takes time. It's not overnight. It takes many years to do, but your direction starts building you towards there, and that's based on your wants and needs at game time, right now in the present moment, not in the future, in the present moment. Okay, and this video is great for the grade 9s, 10s, 11s, and it's going to really start shaping you up what to think of in the future. Okay, what should we do as we get into grade 12 and when we're in post-secondary, how our mindset should work about purpose. So here we go. Hi Nikos, I'm going through a rough patch the last several months trying to figure out my direction for post-secondary. All my life I had several things I wanted to focus on, but as I got older, reality set and I got confused on what to do with my future. For those of you going through this, it's normal. Okay, there's people that are in their 50s confused. Okay, it's normal. And the idea is that you should not feel any kind of anxiety inside, any kind of ill harboring emotions of anything. You should be thinking, I'm in a great spot because, like I'm only 15, 16, 17. I haven't hit my 20s yet. Or I'm in my 30s if you're watching this in your 30s, and maybe you're a parent in your 40s, and you're just going, hey, this guy, he's, I don't think like I gotta start thinking this way. I don't think I'm thinking in the right spot. So think positively always on where you're at in the timeline of your life. Okay, and you guys are gonna go through your timeline, and eventually you'll hit a spot where you're in your 40s, and you're gonna be like, I want to change careers, but I don't know what I want to do. It's a great spot to be in because you still got like 20, 30 years left. And by the time we hit like, 60, 70 years old, we're probably going to be living till like we're like 90 or something. So, I mean, it's a good spot to be. We're living in a good time, okay? So, my parents are harping on me to go the science route, but I have difficulties seeing any future with it. I do not enjoy it, and although I'm good with the subjects, I find myself stuck wondering if I should follow their advice. Parents always give great advice. Sometimes it's biased. Same with friends. So you got your parents, your friends, your when you get into like working, your colleagues. Okay, you have all your different types of peers. Everybody gives their own advice. It's always biased. Okay, you gotta look at inside and say, I'm collecting all this information. Now, what I want to do with it. Okay, I have always had an interest for creative things. That's awesome. And want to take a different route, but do not know where to start. Whenever I talk to my counselors, I feel like they are similar to my parents and look at my best marks as a way to give me direction. Am I wrong in how I feel? You're not wrong. How you feel is how you feel. This is addressing this and sending me a question about this and asking other people about this is great. Like, don't feel wrong about something. Okay? Should I be just doing what my parents tell me to do? All right. Again, I go back. Parents are biased. Okay? They're going to tell you what they want you to do because they know better. And the idea is that you're growing, you're becoming into an adult, and you need to make your decisions. So you can look at it two ways, and I took it the wrong way too. I was thinking my parents, they're telling me to do this, and I hated hearing it. I wanted to do my thing, but eventually they guilt tripped me into doing that, and I got into the computer science route and the math route, and I want to do all these other things. Okay. But, I didn't spend enough time focused on me. It came later in life where I started focusing on what I want and going out and getting the advice of expert people around, pretty much the world, because I'm going to give you an example of this, okay? But LinkedIn and Facebook came in around the time when I was really trying to find myself and what I want to do, okay? So how do you deal with it all? Now, here's my personal opinion, and my experience comes from helping many people, but me directly. Your parents are going to tell you, you should go in the sciences. do they have a plan, a concrete plan of what you should be doing? Do they know that if you go to University of Waterloo or, Laurier or whatever for biology or chemistry, whatever kind of science, you go to computer science, do they know you're going to find a job right away? Have they looked at the market? Have they looked at the industry? Do they know what's coming up? Okay, that is a fundamental mistake parents make. And my parents were like, go for computer science. You're good at computers. I didn't know what computer science was really. I knew it was programming and this and that. It was math, a lot of math. And when I got there, I was expecting to be writing a lot of programs. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, okay, this is a lot of theory. I don't like it. I stuck with it, and yeah, I succeeded. But looking back, maybe a better route would have been going to maybe a college for it, where I'm actually doing the programming, not writing math theorems into computers. Which I was like, I'd rather go do something in the area of creativity, and I love creating stuff. And I do, I have the website company that I make websites, and I've had that since university. I love doing stuff like that, but I love marketing, I love business. Yeah, I love the creativity behind that. I never zoned into that. And when people were going into business degrees, I didn't really understand what the business degree was. I never had that knowledge advice. I was listening to my parents and the people around me, because I was taking computer science courses. They're all like, oh, I'm going to go for computer engineering. Oh, I'm going to go for computer science. I'm going to do this, that. I didn't even know. I should have went and asked more people. So here's the thing. You got to look at it from a perspective of, where do you want to be 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, okay? If it's just going down the route, getting a career and working the rest of your life, then you need to focus on something where you need to like what you do. Because if you don't like what you do, you're going to hate your life. That's bottom line, okay? And then anything around your life, that negativity will spread. Okay, you really need to focus on figuring that out. The other options would be something down the lines of starting your own businesses. How do you get into that? Well, you got to go through university process to find the right niche that would be a good fit for you. It's not just taking business. Business administration teaches you basic business and the knowledge of that. Some universities are more structured for that corporate environment. Then there's the MBAs. There's all these kind of things. We really need to focus and really zone in on what do you want to be doing in what field and what kind of things exist there. Going back on your parents' thing or your counselors, when I was in university, social media took off. It was 2004 where the boom happened with Facebook coming out, this, that, and all of a sudden all this great stuff in social media started happening. There were jobs in content management. There was jobs and everything to do with SEO. My school didn't have any programs in it. They were still far behind. My parents didn't know anything. Out the window, and even the counselors at the university didn't know. The only way I could actually go out and learn about it is to actually meet people that were in the industry. Okay, so I was building websites, and then all of a sudden social media comes in. Now we need to learn, how Google best works with the social media, and it's been an ongoing process of learning in order to grow into it. I never went back to school for that. I have 4 sets of letters after my name, but it's not that. Okay, I went back to school for something like project management because I love dealing with projects. It's fun to deal with projects, and I didn't know anything about the PMP until I started doing the following. I went to networking events. I went out and I met people. You're at a nice age where you're in between that, grade 11, grade 12 spot where you can go out, and this applies for grade 11s, grade 10s, grade 9s. Go out to your local chamber and go to an event. Tell them you're a high school student. You're here to meet people to see what they do. Okay? Go on LinkedIn and start seeing and make a list of. So what you want to do is create a LinkedIn account. A lot of the students don't have one in high school, but create a LinkedIn account. Okay? And then what you want to do is go and look through all the jobs of people who are, in the kind of field you want to be at. So you can actually see all these different jobs that exist. And there's jobs that you would never even think of. Like I still, people connect with me and I'm like, that's a job. Like, when did that become a job? But it becomes a job because the need is there. And those are great jobs to have. That's the bottom line. And what you're going to do is connect with the person. And then you're going to be like, I'm a high school student. I don't know what I want to do in my life. And I see what you're doing is pretty cool. Can I have a phone call with you for 20 minutes? And I got a list of questions. I just want you to describe what you're doing and what's going through the process. The other thing about LinkedIn is once you connect, you can see their their university walkthrough or their college walkthrough, all their education, their experience. You can actually see what they had to do to get where they wanted to be. Okay, and then you'll see some really cool stuff. Like, I got some entrepreneurs that I work with, and these guys are awesome. Like, they went through like 3 different degrees. They suffered through 4 or 5 failures of businesses, and then all of a sudden, boom, they become millionaires. And it's just awesome to see. And when you talk with them, the inspiration just goes through the roof, because I love business. I love talking about business. I can relate to it on a level that is just like down to earth awesome. And what you have to focus on is, how do I meet these people? LinkedIn is a great way to go. Go on the chats on, Yahoo. Meet those people that can help you find some other opportunities that you can investigate. This is all about self-learning. Okay, you have time, and you can actually find a way to grow yourself, learn all about the things that exist in the world, and then you can make more valuable decisions, so that when you decide, hey, I'm going to go for biology, you'll know that there's many aspects of biology where it applies to the business side. And it might not that you be doing that, you eventually just do biology, but maybe you do a double degree with business, and then you're working on the business side. One of my buddies got a job at Canadian Tire, and whenever somebody from like high school, university asks me what he's doing, because they haven't seen him, I'm like, yeah, he's in Toronto, he's working at Canadian Tire. And they're like, oh, he's working at Canadian Tire, doesn't he have like 2 degrees? And I'm like, well, he's in corporate. And they're like, oh, okay, that's different. Yeah, he's got a pretty good title in corporate. But the mentality when we're in high school is really focused on whatever our surrounding is telling us. And this is why, yes, listen to your parents, listen to your counselors, listen to everybody you talk to, but then go out and actively research more so you can see what exists. When I was teaching the BTT course, I would make everybody go on to Monster, find a career, and then look at the jobs and what they pay, and then go to like Toronto and see what they pay in Toronto, and New York and what they pay in New York, so they can see the variableness and the different qualifications they need to get there. Another example of it. Okay, the idea is, how do I find more information on the things that I do like to do? I would advise you to sit down. Now, I'm going to make another video about this, but knock out everything you don't want to do. Just get rid of it. Okay, so if you don't want to do biology, say you want to look at sciences as to please your parents, and maybe find something in the sciences because you're really good at it. Okay. Look at, okay, I don't like biology, but I like chemistry. Okay, so then go through, so everything in biology can get knocked out except for the combinations with chemistry. And then you look at chemistry and you go, what don't I like about chemistry and the fields that portray to it? And then you go through and you go, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock out everything I don't want to be doing. And then from there, I'm going to focus on those 2-3 things. Creativity, well, you didn't give me much on that. What on creativity side do you like to do? Write down everything you can think of and knock out everything you don't like to do. That way you can focus on the things you do like to do, and you can go meet those people who are doing it, and then they can tell you what they love about the job. They can tell you all about, what comes with the job, the development, the people, everything around it, so you can look forward to doing something awesome. And that builds the purpose. That is the baby steps of building the purpose. So if you have any more questions, please comment below, and please visit mentorsapproach.com if you have more details on a question that you want me to address, and sit down for an hour for a coach call, and we can actually address more of what you're doing, give you steps and guidelines specific to your need. And if you're on YouTube with this video, please follow and share to anybody that you think will find this of value. My name is Nikos Rentas, mentorsapproach.com.